16,000 cash. Okay, guys. Just one. Okay. One. You ready? No. What does a
I have a
16,000?
song stuck in my head.
$16,000 gachapon baby look like?
Watch as nobody joins this. Like,
Are you happy?
people are joining now.
I bought the wrong amount of cash. Great. Now
Hi.
oops. Alright, here goes nothing. Draco, get out of the way. Ricky never shit him up. Draco! Draco, move!
I honestly thought
There. Baby. Oh, Muffin's in there.
I thought no one would join this.
Pick up Muffin. Whoa. Legendary? I don't know. Your $16,000 baby. Legendary is not.
Hi. I honestly thought no one would join this. To be honest.
Sparkly green baby. Looks kind of evil. That's so creative, Draco.
And
The green ones aren't rare. Is this one rare? It's a mythic.
hi. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you.
What? No.
How am I? I'm doing good.
Wait, what?
Alright. We're gonna do a little bit of
What is it for?
Q&A.
What? Unequip. Wait. We can equip multiple babies.
I'm not sad. I'm actually better now.
Alright, ask some swag babies.
I do notice you.
We must go take care of our babies.
Hi.
Pick up your babies and let's go. I think this is too much responsibility. Sorry, trendy boy. I'm gonna have to unequip you. Pink teddy bear. I only want to
Hi,
take care of
Ethan.
little Muffin. Muffin says I'm hungry. Take me to
Hi,
a restaurant where we can
James.
eat. Alright, let's go get our babies some food.
I don't think Aru is here.
Don't worry, baby. You are in good hands.
I don't know if Aru is here. I'm sorry.
This is like adult
I can notice you. Hi. Oi.
Draco's running people over.
Oi. I'm trying. I'm not the best. But we're gonna do Q&A. Of course I love your profile. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you need a license. Ooh, fancy. Should we just grab a table? Yeah.
Alright.
Pizza?
You guys can do questions since this is Q&A apparently. Don't mind the TV. My sister's watching. It's funny. It's her favorite. So. But anyways, Q&A. Oh, what type of ice cream do I like? This is gonna sound weird, but I like cookies and cream ice cream the most. My favorite color, I'd have to go with either like a coral color or pastel pink. I do like anime. My favorite anime. Could I sing for you guys? Dot 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 dot. Thank you. My inspiration is you guys and gotcha tubers. Lots of them. It's hard to name all of them. Hi. I do see your text.
This one is not that scary.
My favorite place, and my favorite holiday, my dream holiday. Ethan, you already know my name. What's my favorite sport? I love boba. It's so good. What's my favorite sport? My favorite sport's soccer. But if I play it for too long, I get out of breath, so. But I still love it, so.
How are we supposed to differentiate? Luna, where you at? You look so happy. Luna.
I like a lot of YouTubers. I do like cats, but I do not have one. I've watched Demon Slayer.
Everyone on the agenda said we're all gonna be dogs.
I'm doing good.
Because cats are more smart. Wow. Everyone.
I'm so confused.
Anyways, our job is to escape this.
My favorite thing for breakfast,
Okay.
I'd have to go with pancakes.
While that Duke sniffs the fireplace, I will look in the kitchen. Oh, for some food. Beans, no thank
Of
you.
course.
Dog.
Outfits don't have a gender. People can wear whatever they want.
Couch. Through the front
I
door.
do have other siblings. I am a child of 5.
Look, the owner has a painting of me.
And I think we're cuter.
Yeah, we're the cutest.
Of course.
Yeah, but it kind of looks like you're upset and it says don't laugh, so.
Wait. Now that Katie is gone.
You guys are my favorite because you all are so sweet, and I love you guys so much.
That's right. We're going on.
How does it feel to be popular?
What? You can actually look in the
I mean, like, at school, I used to be the popular kid, but I mean, like, I don't know what I am at my new school.
Lunar, the cat, let's go.
Okay.
Oh, I like it how it circles out.
Like a real cartoon.
Where are we?
Oh gosh, our
We need to
nightmare.
get past these people.
Hi, Kiko.
Oh no.
They're squirting water.
Quack.
Spitting?
I think they're
Pretty sure it's
throwing
spitting.
water.
What do I call my
Sneak
fans?
across. Sneak across. We got this. Come on.
I don't know. You guys can come up with a name.
You have to cry, okay?
What is the first letter of my name?
Go anywhere?
Ethan, since you're a close friend of mine, I'm just going to say it. The first letter of my name is an A.
It's also very cheap.
I love Starbucks.
Wait, do we even?
I really like doing YouTube. Yeah.
Playing this on
I
Duke is
wanted to
playing
see
on
if we died, okay? It seems easier as a dog.
Aw.
We're so good at obbies when we're not ourselves.
I do support.
Green button, red button, boom, boom.
Oh wow, that was quick.
Oh, we're outside. Wow. I love.
Oh, wow, that was
Alrighty.
easy. That's how you go to the city so fast.
Now I know why.
Hi, Jazzy.
Very busy.
Yes, Starbucks is amazing. I do have pets. I have one.
Oh, it's so fast.
I do like doing YouTube.
Do we annoy the whole neighborhood? This is really pretty, though. Park. There we go.
Really?
Come on.
You're a ghost
No,
now?
no sound, dude, no sound. Watch these park
Wait, can you
jump over. I'm actually pretty good at this. This is fun.
Guys, you can.
Oh! Double jump.
Oh, I turned away and there's... Okay.
Yo, you want to race?
Hit by a car.
Of course.
Yeah.
What's my favorite Starbucks drink?
In the bag. I'm really good. Dun-it.
I'd have to go with the dragon fruit drink. And then my second would be a Frappuccino.
Just did it.
Caramel Frappuccino.
What was up with that?
Couldn't...
I wish you guys had usernames over your head. I can't really figure out which one. Oh no.
Can you jump like a bunny? Yes, no, Bob.
Do I think anybody will notice me at school?
I'm for those who don't know, this little
I don't know if
in the movie.
I really have fans at my school, so
Crazy. I love
probably not.
No, they're garbage bags.
They're giant bunny poops.
I'm pretty sure they're
What
garbage.
is it? I found one.
I'm afraid to ask. Comment section. Please leave a comment. What are these? Brown, circular, in the
And
sewage.
also-
Oh no, they're bombs, Draco.
Aw.
Second of all,
Let's just get out of here.
why
Bunny
are
has
there
an
so
apple
many
juice problem. What
beans
about the apple juice?
everywhere?
I bet you're gonna do great. What's my favorite grade?
What?
This is not chocolate.
Oh my God.
Ew.
Draco, what's this?
What do you mean they're rats?
It's not
My favorite grade was probably 4th.
it's
Well,
really big rat.
either 4th or 3rd, because
My dog, I think I'd scream.
4th I made a few friends, but I had a lot of problems.
Let's go.
Remember you.
But
I mean, this rat's as big as
what?
I know, it makes me nervous. I mean, it will be bigger than Lunar. Where's the rest? Rainbow Lunar. Where you guys
I'm
at?
coming. They're still in the sewer.
Add some wow to weekend breakfast with Nutella.
I just had 7-Eleven, but I had to go to. What's my favorite color?
All right, next plan. Listen up. Why are you?
I'm
Who
stuck.
is that?
Can you help
What
me out?
music do I listen to?
Whoever dies gets thrown away.
I actually listen to K-pop and
All right, I got that.
All of this stuff is gross.
just
I
some
don't
rock
even know
music
what to say.
sometimes.
What is
I bet you are gonna make friends.
We have to step on the clear zone. Okay, that makes sense.
Everything looks gross.
Come on, guys.
Lesson learned. Don't
Just
fall
run across.
I told you.
But
I know we're in the sewers, so just calm down. You'll
this
make it
is one reason why 4th grade was my favorite. Because when I was moving to the real school, my new school, which is what I'm in right now, I was really scared and nervous. And one of my really close friends did this for me. So, this was my old OC from like 6 months ago, probably. But this is what she made. And it was just all our inside jokes and everything. So, I am Hispanic, so if you can see right here, when I used to play soccer all the time, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna call this the Puerto Rican kick, and I would always like try and kick the highest and farthest I could, and I was like the only kid in the class who could do it, and I called it the Puerto Rican kick for some reason. I don't know why. And then she knew I was obsessed with doing gotcha videos, so she did this. My dad used to call her P Dizzle. Her name was Piper, so he would call her P Dizzle. It was her rap name. So, and then over here, she made a little note for me. So. But this this really made my day. No, rat, not rat. Rap. I'd say about 10. Her official rap name. And then she also wrote me this note, so I'm gonna read it. I'm not gonna say my real name because it has my real name on it. So I'm just gonna read it really quick. So it said, I'm just gonna put like my YouTube name. So Yuki, I'm sad you're moving, but I hope you have a good summer in where I live, and I hope the grade I'm in is awesome. I made you a frame with inside jokes and stuff. I hope you like it. So. But I was walking in the class, and all of a sudden I see this on my desk, and I'm like, what is this? When I opened it, it made me cry a lot. I actually did cry a lot, so it made me really happy. That's my nickname. It did say avocados from Mexico. Hi. So I'm just gonna put this back. I bet you're gonna do great. Thank you. But I'm gonna.
Nothing. We're not talking dogs. You don't want to be here. That's what. We're friendly, okay? Except for that one who just fell in the poo-poo.
So.
That was not friendly.
All right. Back to Q&A. So you guys are gonna choose. All right, you ready? But you guys can choose. Do you guys want me to wear my toga hoodie? My Blackpink hoodie? My BTS hoodie? Or my hoodie from my favorite bakery? Do you guys want me to do toga? I'm guessing you guys want me to do toga. Bakery is food. Alright, I'm gonna show you the bakery hoodie first. But I'm not gonna put it on. But, have any of you heard of the show Cake Boss? Does anybody know the show Cake Boss here? Cake Boss is a good baking show. They make a lot of good cakes. I love it. I literally watch it every night. It reminds me of my dad because we used to watch it a lot. But I do not live with my dad anymore. So. Shout out to It's Gotcha Cutie. But I went to the bakery about 2 years ago. It was amazing. But here you go. I didn't buy cake, but I got an M&M cookie with hot chocolate, and let me flip this over. So the dude who's in it is named Buddy. So shout out to Anime Addiction. And then I was like a fan of everybody on the show at that time. And all of a sudden, I see Buddy's sister. She's at the counter. And I got a picture with her. I literally got out of the bakery jumping and screaming. Shout out to Immortal Imaginations. Hi. Shout out to Strawberry. But I was like so happy, and then I'm like, oh, do you think I could take a photo with her? I was talking to my older cousin, right? And she's like, I mean, like, if you want, you can try. And my mom's like, I don't think you can. Shout out to Sutter Graham. And then, thank you. And then I go up and I'm like, hi, I'm a big fan. Can I have a photo? And she's like, of course. So that day I got a photo in front of the bakery and with Mary. So that made me really happy. Alright, so you guys want me to wear the toga hoodie, right? Spam thumbs up. Do thumbs up in the chat. Spam it if you want me to do the toga hoodie. Thumbs up. Alright. Alright, who's ready to see the hoodie? Some of you guys might have seen it from the first chat. Well, not first chat, but like first live stream I did. So I'm gonna wear this, guys. Thank you. Alright, so some of you guys want a name reveal. I'm gonna do a name reveal possibly soon. Some of you guys know my name probably, but I'm gonna do a birthday month reveal right now. You guys can try and guess the day. But I'm not saying the year. I'm just gonna say the month. So you guys can try and guess the day. So, can I get a drum roll? Drum roll, please. You guys can just do thumbs ups while you're waiting for me to say the month of my birthday. Intense drum rolling. My birthday month is in November. November, guys. I have a late birthday, but my birthday is in November, so. Alright, you guys can try and guess the day now. Not November 4th. Not November 25th. Not November 26th. Not November 19th, but that's really close. Not the 18th, not the 24th. I'll give you a hint. It's a double digit. My birthday is a double digit. It's not the 19th. But you guys are getting closer. It's a double digit though. Not the 22nd, not the 20th, not the 20th, not the 24th. You guys are getting farther. It's not the 20th. 17th is the closest right now. But it's not the 17th, but it's getting closer. You guys are getting closer with the Someone guessed it, someone guessed it, someone guessed it. All right. Someone guessed it. Meanie, you guessed it. It's the 15th. I was born on the 15th of November. So my birthday is November 15th. My birthday is November 15th. You didn't say 15th, Ethan. Don't lie. Yes, it is the 15th. Oh. Happy early birthday. Congrats. Why must I judge your life, Ethan? Let's see. Oh, by the way, Ethan's in my class, so I step on his shoes a lot. Don't ask why. All right. Wait, what? Why does everybody think I like Ethan? Like, our whole class, it's like, I'm like, ooh, you like Ethan? Ooh, Ethan, that's your boyfriend? Ooh, and I'm like, Bethany. I'm gonna hit you, Bethany. Square up, Bethany. But it's really annoying. And then I'm like, who said? Wait, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear a Mathan. But I mean, like, I think we can all agree it's annoying. Oh, yes, the floor and me. Oh, yes. See, look, I'm gonna kiss the floor right now. I kiss the floor. The floor is my new boyfriend. Yes. Chiquitra. Yarlene. Oh, yes, Yarlene. Yes. No, guys, don't ship me and Ethan. Don't ship me and Ethan. I do like the floor. I love the floor. Yes, you could tracks the floor. Oh. Alright. I'm gonna try and do the cutest laugh I can do. I'm gonna try to do the cutest laugh I can do. You guys ready? Do thumbs ups in the chat if you're ready. I'm gonna try to do the cutest laugh I can do. Just put thumbs up in the chat if you're gonna try to, if you're excited. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna try to do the cutest laugh I can do. Alright. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. Alright, someone try and make me laugh. Someone try and make me laugh. Do jokes in the comments so I can try to do the cute laugh. Why so many thumbs? I guess we'll never know. Hi. I'm afraid of chickens, sadly. I forgot to walk my fish, but he drowned. All right. You guys want to do story time? I'm gonna, you guys, yep. My laugh's not that cute. All right, let's do story time then. All right. So I remember I was in 2nd grade, I think. And at this time, I would make everybody birthday cards, and I'm like, happy birthday, here's your birthday card. Hope you have a nice day. Happy birthday. And then they're like, thank you. So there was this kid in my class named Christian. So I'm going up to him, and my friend, and I'm like, I don't want to give him the card because I got really nervous, and I normally never get nervous. And then my friend's like, if you don't get your butt out there, I'm gonna hit you. And I'm like, no, thank you. And then, so then I'm just like staying there like a nerd. And then she pushes me out of the line to go to Christian. So I got out of the line, right, since she pushed me. And then we're going in. So I'm going up to Ethan. I grab it out of my backpack. And then I'm like, happy birthday, here's your birthday card. And then he's like, thank you. And he got really confused. So I go back to the back of the line where I was with my friend. And then we go in the classroom, right? So at this time, my best friend was the kid who sat next to me. And his name was Jacob, right? So Jacob had like a green mohawk and brown eyes. And like we were like close friends. Really, really close. He was a really good friend. Sadly, I'm not in touch with them anymore. So I don't really talk to them anymore. I haven't talked to them since 2nd grade, to be honest. But all of a sudden, I'm looking around the classroom because I'm trying to figure out what we're supposed to do for the morning work, right? And all of a sudden, I see Christian staring at me with the biggest smirk on his face. And I'm like, and he has the card in his hand too. And he just like stared at me. Like, stared at me. And I'm like, and then I'm like, let me just. So I'm like, this is a mini face reveal, but I'm like, let me just. And then all of a sudden, at recess, he comes up to me. And then I'm like, hey, Christian. And I have like the worst nervous laugh. So then he's like, hey, thank you for the birthday card. And I'm like, yeah, you're welcome. And then he gave me a hug. So all of a sudden, I knew something was up. Because Christian hated hugs. So I'm like, you're welcome. So then the next day, we have a field trip, right? Just like a few weeks later, I don't know. I forgot the date, but we have a field trip. And his best friend at the time was named Aiden, I think. But, Sussy Baka. Yes, Sussy Baka. And all of a sudden, I have to sit in the middle of the two. I have to sit in the middle of both of them, Christian and Aiden. I have to sit in the middle of both of them on the bus. So I'm on the bus, and I put my jacket over my head, and I'm laying down in the seat. And all of a sudden, I hear Aiden say this. He goes, dude, is she laying on your shoulder? And I'm like, I automatically take my hoodie off of my head, and I'm like, excuse me, sir, I am awake. And then all of a sudden, Christian just starts laughing, like chuckling, and I'm like, how was your day? And all of a sudden, we had another girl in the class. Her name was Jocelyn. And she had a huge crush on Christian. I don't know why I said Ethan. But anyways, I get confused. But she had a huge crush on. Bro, I couldn't speak all day. So she's in here. She had a huge crush on Christian, and I'm like, I don't want to get in the way of that. And then all of a sudden, she comes up to me while we're at the farm, which is like where the field trip was. And she's like, guess what? Me and Christian kissed in the closet yesterday. I went to his house and we kissed in the closet. And I'm like, and I'm like, ma'am, we're in second grade. I don't think we need to be talking about this. and then I just like have like the most nervous look on my face because she's like staring at me. And then she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. What do you mean? And then she's like, yeah. And then Christian agreed to be my boyfriend. And I'm like, oh, wow. So nice. So we're at lunch. And all of a sudden, Jocelyn is with her friends. I'm across from my friends, and I'm, like, sitting alone, like, on the other side of the table. So Christian comes and sits right next to me. Right next to me. And I'm like, and I'm like, ... How are you? And then he was like, I'm good. And then all of a sudden, Jocelyn just stares at me with a straight face, not even blinking. Like, right into my eyes, too. And I'm like, like, you know what? You should go sit next to Aiden. Aiden's your best friend. Just let me sit alone, please. Yeah, I couldn't speak the whole day. And then all of a sudden, we're going back on the bus. And then the teacher says, all right, guys, you can switch seats now if you want. So I'm going back to my seat since I want to stay on it, so I can stay on it because I'm like right in the front. And at that time, I love staying in the front. So I'm in the front. And guess who comes and sits right next to me? We have Aiden on the right side and Christian on the left. Again. And I'm in the middle. And I'm like, So we get off the bus, and I'm running up the bus, and I'm like the first in line. And Christian's right behind me. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go to the back of the line. So I went to the back, and the teacher's like, why'd you move? And I'm like, oh, the sun was in my eyes. It was too bright. Yeah, it was very bright. Very bright. And she's like, okay. Okay. Bye, Ethan. And then we're going, and all of a sudden we're back in class. I'm sitting down in my seat, and we're about to do work and about like what the field trip was about and stuff, like what we thought was the best, like what our favorite animal that we saw was. And then I'm like, all right, I got this. Let me think. But I couldn't even think about what my favorite animal was because of Jocelyn and Christian. Because they had me distracted the whole time. So I didn't even know what animals we saw. Then I'm like, you know what? I saw people milk a goat. So I'm going to just put goat. So I put goat. And then my teacher is like, Amaya, you did really good. And I'm like, Yep. Aw, bye, strawberry. But yeah, that happened. So that was the story of second grade. Do you guys want another story time? Do you guys want a scary story time or like another story time like this? I'm going to do the story time of one of the scariest moments in my life. All right. So, this is before second grade. And at the time, it was the summer. So, this was summer before second grade. So, we're not even in school yet. This is summer. So, it's not really scary. It's just the scariest moment of my life. It was really hard to go through, to be honest. But, back to the story. So, at this time, my mom would let me go to the park. It was up the hill because the whole neighborhood was like a huge hill. So, I would go up the hill onto the playground. And I would go with like my older friends. They were like 13, 12. So I would go up with them, and I would hang out with them. And they're like, hey, have you ever played Ghost in the Graveyard? And I'm like, what's that? So we started playing Ghost in the Graveyard. So we started playing Ghost in the Graveyard, and then all of a sudden, I see them climbing up the gates because they don't want to get it. and you had to go to the top of the playground, like where the wheel was, to be safe. So I'm trying to go in, but the door was locked. Like they closed it shut. And I'm like, I gotta go up the gate. But I was the only one out. So I'm trying to move, and I'm getting up on top of the gate. I'm climbing it because I don't want to get tagged. My friend's 15-year-old brother came out of the gate and pushed me over the fence. So I got pushed over the fence and landed on my arm. I landed on it was half concrete and half grass. I landed on both. And I'm automatically screaming because of how bad I was in pain. Like my life flashed before my eyes. Like I didn't even know what to do. Like it was just so bad. Like my elbow was where my the end of my wrist was. The end of my wrist, right here. My elbow was right there, where it's not supposed to be. So I'm automatically screaming. So then the dude who was goes automatically in his house. He's running, and he gets me this little ice pack and a little napkin. So he wraps it around my arm, and it's like a little slingshot thing. You have a little fracture. And then my other friend goes running down the hill to my dad because he's running on the treadmill. He's trying to get fit, even though he wasn't that fit. He's trying to get fit. And then all of a sudden, she's like yelling. She's like, and then she's like, she just fell. And my dad's like, what? So my dad runs up the hill like as fast as he can, and he sees me automatically in pain. And when he saw me, like he didn't even know what to say. He automatically ran down the hill, and my mom was at this time cooking dinner. My sister was about like a month old. So we're going, and my mom's cooking food. She's cooking the food. She's got the stove on and everything. And then my dad's like, get out of the house. Come on, we got a situation. And she's like, what? So they're driving up the hill to where I am, and they see me screaming. So automatically when my mom saw me, she started crying. Even I was crying. Because like how bad it was, like it was horrible. I don't even know what it, like just thinking about it, like about a week ago I was thinking about it, had a huge mental breakdown, and I'm just so thankful I got through it. But so they automatically rush me to the ER, and I'm going to the ER, and then I have to go in this room, x-ray room, right? So I'm in the x-ray room, and they ask me to flip my arm over. So my mom picks up my arm and flips it over. I screamed so loud, it sounded like I was in a horror movie. And then my dad's like pounding on the wall because like the whole hospital probably heard me because of how loud it was. So my dad heard me. He just starts banging on the door, but the door was locked. So he starts banging on the wall and like loud, like I could even hear it. So he's banging on the wall as loud as he can, and then he's like as loud as he can. And then I just start crying, and then they're like, we haven't seen a break this bad. Like, my break was bad. They're like, we haven't seen a break this bad. Only in books. So I was the first break they've seen that was that bad. They've only seen it in books. So they automatically rush me in surgery. So I'm like, what's happening? And automatically they put this like mask on me, and that's like when I started getting really, really scared. So they put this mask on me, and all of a sudden after that I knew it was sleeping gas. I fell asleep. I wake up and I have a cast on my arm. And I'm like, what's happening? And then my dad's like, it's okay, don't worry. So he's trying to calm me down. And then during it, he he wakes me up, and my parents had to stay in the hospital with me. I was in the hospital for about a week. So I'm in the hospital, and I have my arm up in the air because like they had like that's the way I was supposed to keep my arm. So I'm keeping it up, and like whenever I had to use the bathroom, my mom would have to wake up. She had this really uncomfortable chair that was right next to the hospital bed too. So, but they would always rotate each night. But I am a girl. So, but I had to get surgery 3 times. So I had to get surgery 3 times because of it. And the last surgery was just emotional. Like the last surgery I had, like they put a mask on me, the same mask, and I'm like crying because I see my mom crying, and all of a sudden I'm like, am I gonna be okay? So I'm going in the last surgery, and this is where they take out the metal rods out of my arm. And they put me in this bed. I was like locked up in it. I got scared. Like I was terrified. And then I wake up and I see my mom and dad holding both my arms. So just thinking about it, it was just a really bad time. And I was only like 7, so it was even scarier because like I didn't expect that to happen. So I'm 7 and like I'm getting like out, and I have to start 2nd grade with a cast on. And I'm just so glad I recovered because like thinking about it, it's just like I'm so happy I recovered because like it was just probably like the worst time I've ever been through in my whole entire life. And I've been through a lot of stuff. I have. But I'm just so glad I recovered. Like when I first saw it, I'm like, am I gonna be okay? Like I didn't even know what to do. It was like, bro, every time I tell the story, I always like have an emotional moment at the end. But luckily, I recovered. It was my left arm, but now I am traumatized by gates in the game Ghost in the Graveyard. So whenever my like classmates like, hey, let's go play Ghost in the Graveyard, I'm like, no thanks. And everybody's playing it, and I'm just sitting on the bench, and then like that memory pops up, and I'm like, it was just a really bad time. So, that was the scariest moment of my life, probably. But, I I'm gonna do a scary story, I guess. So, I was in 3rd grade, and I'm going to sleep. I'm not upset, I'm okay. I just get emotional every time I tell that story. So I was in 3rd grade at this time, and I'm getting ready to go to bed. It's Monday night. And all of a sudden, like, my door's open. My door's open, right? I wake up in the middle of the night, and my door's closed. So I get up again, and I open my door. And I, like, waited, like, 5 minutes because I couldn't sleep. And my door closes automatically by itself. By itself. I didn't even touch it. No one was behind the door either. No one was closing it or anything. By itself. The fan wasn't on either. The AC wasn't on. Nothing was on. It closed by itself. My windows weren't open. The fan wasn't on. Nothing. It closed by itself. So I open it again. And all of a sudden I'm running to my mom's room because I got scared, right? So I'm running to my mom's room. And then I'm like, Mom. 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 Like, she didn't even answer. So then I go to my dad. And normally when I tap him once, he wakes up. I tapped him twice. Didn't wake up at all. So I'm going back in my room. And all of a sudden, I like hear like random stuff. And I'm like, so I stayed up that whole night. And then all of a sudden, that morning, the power went out. The power went out that morning. And then I was watching something with my really close friend in class. So we're watching this thing called Likey, I think it's called. I don't know if it is. It's like TikTok, but a bit different. I don't know what it was called, but it was something like it. So she's automatically on it. And all of a sudden we're watching the story time. Apparently, there was this lady. She lived right next to a prison. This isn't about me. This is another scary story. I don't know if it's true or not, but she lived right next to a prison in California. This was like 2013, I think. And all of a sudden, she's getting ready to go upstairs in bed. But all of a sudden, she hears something downstairs. So she automatically assumed that it was her roommate because she lived with a roommate. So she's going downstairs, and all of a sudden, she heard something else. So she runs upstairs, and it wasn't her roommate. She automatically knew that because she said, "Hey." It wasn't her roommate. So she goes upstairs and hides in this little corner. And she's waiting, and all of a sudden she hears like the dude. He's like throwing the stuff around because he can't find her. So she's hiding in this little corner in her house. It was like a safety corner or something. And automatically she calls the police. So they're like, okay, stay there, ma'am. We're on our way. They went to her house, searched it, and they found out what it was. It was a 6'11" man on the loose. He was a criminal. 6'11" criminal on the loose. Oh, wait, you guys. Oh, wait, someone said that's when Chuck E. Cheese comes out. Speaking of Chuck E. Cheese, this was when I was in summer camp. I was getting ready for 4th grade, I think. Wait, no, I was getting ready for 3rd grade. This is summer of 3rd grade. Like, before 3rd grade started. So we're going to Chuck E. Cheese. And little did I know, Chuck E. Cheese was, like, dancing. And all of a sudden, they turn it off. Chuck E. Cheese's eyes turn red. And he turns his head straight at me. Straight at me. And his eyes were red. And I'm like, And then all of a sudden, they had the mascot, too. Every time I would turn around, the dude was behind me. I fell on the floor because of him. Like, bruh. I like their pizza, though. Speaking of Chuck E. Cheese, my sister actually used to work at Chuck E. Cheese. My older sister. My oldest sister, she used to work at Chuck E. Cheese. She was the, she would either be in the mascot, or she would either be the mascot, or she would bake the pizza. And I remember every single time I went in her room, like, every single time, it would smell like pizza. Straight pizza. And I'm like, what's that smell? And then she's like, it's from my work. And I'm like, she worked there for about a year or 2, I think. She automatically quit. She hated it. She hated working there. So then I remember, I was like 5. It was Halloween. So we went to Chuck E. Cheese, and she was like working her shift, so we got to see her. And I remember I was obsessed with Monster High. I loved Monster High. So I dressed up as my favorite, which was Draculaura. And I went there. I had the heart on my cheek and everything. I thought it was really cute. So I'm going. And then she's like, Maya? And then I'm like, Deja? So I run up to her, and she comes out of like the desk, and she gives me a hug. And all of a sudden, like, she gives us free tokens. And then I'm like, and she's like, go play whatever game you want, okay? Don't tell my boss I did this, though. And I'm like, all right. So I played a lot of games, and I had a lot of fun that night. But have any of you, I gotta go in like a few minutes, but have any of you guys ever heard of Six Flags? Have any of you guys ever been or went to Six Flags? Have any of you guys ever heard or been to Six Flags? All right. Another story time. So I'm going to Six Flags. I got really excited. I was really excited. I rode a lot of roller coasters, but there was this big one that was called the Goliath. It was huge. Like, the drops were like over 100 feet high, probably like 1,000 feet high. So I'm like, I'm not going on that. I'm not going on that. And my sister's like, my older sister, the one who used to work at Chuck E. Cheese, she visited us. She now has a kid. He's about to be like 6 months old, I think. But he's a little baby. He's adorable. So, yes, I have a nephew. But we're going. And all of a sudden, she's like, come on, Maya. I haven't been on this roller coaster since I was your age. Come on. And I'm like, fine. But if I die, I'm blaming you for my death. So, we're going on. And all of a sudden, I'm like, nuh-uh, I'm backing out. And she grabs my arm and pulls me over. She's like, we're already on. You can't get off. So, we're going off. So we're like going off, and all of a sudden, I'm holding her hand. And because I got like really scared. The first drop. After that first drop, I felt like I had a heart attack. But then we had another drop that was just like it. So after that, I had my hands up in the air and I was screaming. And I'm like, can we go on it again? And she's like, I'm never going on a roller coaster with you again. Because I was holding her hand. And she was like trying to enjoy it, like keep her hands in the air, like when we were going down the drop. Because like people do that, you know. She's trying to have her hands up in the air, but I was holding her hand, so she couldn't. So she literally starts banging on the mini table. That's all it's holding you. So that made it scarier. So she's banging on the mini table while we're going down. So, but we're about to hit 100 subs on my other channel. I'm really excited to hit it. But, anyways. Back to what I was saying. Story time. So I was at recess today because, yes, my school does recess. So we're going to recess, like, the very end of the day before dismissal. And all of a sudden, me and Ethan are walking. And then we were on the phone yesterday. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to try to act like James for a bit. And I'm like, here we go. I do have another channel. I have a backup channel. So, but back to, so Ethan's like, I'm going to act like James for a bit. And I'm like, it's going to be a long day. So he's like, are you a heart? Because I can't live without you. And I'm like, I just started dying of laughter. And it was like so cringy. And then he's like, hey, can I pour some cold water on your head? Because I can't take the hotness. And I'm like, no. That was so bad. And then he's like, what? I'm acting like James. And I'm like, that's not how he acts. And then he's like, that's how he acts in messages, so. And then Ethan automatically, Draggy! But I remember James did one pickup line on me. It was, are you from heaven? Wait, no, he's like, did you just fall from heaven because you're an angel? So, hi. And I started laughing, and he laughed too. But, that's the only pickup line. I'm like, are you sure that's even a pickup line, sir? And he's like, yeah, totally. But, and then Ethan was like, we were at lunch, and Ethan made me a full tomato because he was talking about James. And then I'm like, dude. And the whole class thought I was like being a tomato because of Ethan. She's like, ooh, you like Ethan? Ooh. And I'm like, I'm about to throw some fists up in here. And he's like, no. We got to get the hammer and the chancla. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So, that's what happened. But I have to go eat dinner because I'm starving. But I have to go eat dinner because I am starving to death. So I will do a stream tomorrow if I can. But I'm going to try to post on this channel. I cannot because I have to get off my device. Love you guys. Bye. Hold up. Bye. You can stare at the shoes. These are my little sisters, but bye. Love you. Bye. Have a good day at school tomorrow. Bye.